What's good, YouTube? It's your favorite roommates, and today we are reacting to top 10 Ed and Loraine Warren scariest moments. If you don't know who they are, they were like ghost hunters, I would say, or like they do like exorcisms and stuff like that. They made multiple movies about them. You're gonna see them in the video. But yeah, man, let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? You ready? All right.
At number 10, we have the Connecticut poltergeist. I found a video clip of Ed and Loraine investigating the haunting of a Connecticut home. This haunting was later...
Oh, yes, I was gonna say the haunting in Connecticut. That's what it's... Yeah.
The basis for the movie.
There was that one, and then there was multiple other movies about them. There was, wasn't The Nun?
Not sure. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Because I feel like I want to say it was The Nun.
Haunting in Connecticut. Because they were being haunted in Connecticut. It makes so much sense. Ed Warren says that this is one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for poltergeist activity caught on camera. The family were being plagued by ghostly activity and wanted help, so they called demonologists. It seems in the footage, Ed is holding a seance to contact a spirit. This is what happens when he asks who's there.
One knock for yes, two for no. Are you a man? Are you a boy?
Then this is what happens when asked if the young spirit wants the family to leave.
You want the people in this house to move. One knock for yes, two for no. Yes.
The Warrens also recorded this footage of the poltergeist moving chairs.
Give me some sign.
Later, the poltergeist is shown trying to pull a chair out from under a child. Years later, Loraine was interviewed about the house, and she said the spirits were cleared with an exorcism. She also said this.
There was a very old tree that was right in front of this house. There was no wind at all, no wind whatsoever, and the tree broke in half.
Coming into number 9, we have the White Lady of Union Cemetery. Ed and Loraine have investigated many cases and usually have been the duo behind the case's fame. The White Lady of Union Cemetery long since outdates and surpasses the Warrens. Nonetheless, the pair did have a scary moment there and even caught a ghost on camera. The cemetery is in eastern Connecticut and the site dates back to the 1700s.
You know what?
The graveyard is said to be...
There is a lot of haunted, like a lot of haunted places in Connecticut, and like Connecticut, Pennsylvania, like up in that area. Yeah, there's a lot of haunted places. That's actually kind of crazy. Well, I mean, a lot happened. The whole Civil War and shit. You know what I'm saying? No, that's where it was mainly fought at, but like, you know.
Yeah. What? What?
Yeah. Be haunted by a plethora of ghosts, the White Lady being just one of them. Ed stayed in the graveyard for 7 nights and saw ghost lights filling up the place. He said on September the 1st, 1990, he experienced something particularly scary. He said he heard a woman weeping. He said shadow ghosts tried to stop the woman getting to him, and this was the photo he took. This is what he had to say.
Your stereotype ghost right here.
Isn't that beautiful?
The electromagnetic energy taken from the plant life in the cemetery is used by the spirit to form this image.
Coming into number 8, we have the devil. Ed and Loraine Warren met the devil and they testified to it. This all went down in 1981 when they were called into a murder trial. Arnie Cheyenne Johnson claimed to have killed his landlord because the devil made him do it. It all started with a possessed 11-year-old David Glatzel. This is where Ed and Loraine first stepped into the picture. The pair were called in to try and rid the boy of the demon along with Catholic priests. Over several days, the group did eventually get rid of the demon. However, according to them...
I wonder, does the exorcism hurt?
I mean, in the movies, it seems like it hurt.
It do kind of look like it hurt. Cause they be like sweating and shit. Like sometimes they bones be breaking. But if like the bones don't break, I wonder if it genuinely hurts.
The demon fled into his brother, 18-year-old Arnie's body. Oof. A few months later, he killed his landlord in an argument. His defense lawyer argued that he was possessed. Now here is a clip of Ed talking about Arnie.
And he screamed at these devils, take me on. Leave my little buddy alone. He got his wish.
He challenged the
He challenged the demonic.
Then he says this about when he became possessed.
And Arnie disappeared for a few minutes. When he came back, he was somebody entirely different.
Ed and Loraine spoke at his trial and attested to the fact that he was indeed possessed by the devil. Thus ensued a media blitz around the case. The pair then wrote a book called The Devil in Connecticut following the incident. Arnie Cheyenne Johnson served just 5 years in jail. Coming into number 7, we have the
Listen. Okay, listen. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Hey, possessed or not, 5 years?
Yeah.
Is crazy.
That is crazy.
You know what? I'm about to start robbing some banks. I was possessed, I'm sorry. Fuck, you gonna prove that I wasn't?
Yeah. I was gonna say, how would they show proof?
Yeah, how do you how do you show proof
Like,
of
how
that?
do you get the jury to believe? That's just crazy.
The math ain't mathing for me, I'm sorry. It just don't make sense, because that shit don't make sense.
Borley Rectory. According to demonologists, ghost hunters and psychics like Ed and Loraine, the Borley Rectory is the most haunted place in the United Kingdom. The building was constructed in Victorian times in Essex, and rumours of its hauntings were rife from the very beginning. Ghost hunters claimed the activity is related to a Benedictine monastery built in the area in 1362. A monk was said to have been executed, and a nun bricked alive in the walls of a convent after the pair had an affair. Obviously, good old Ed and Loraine had to go for a jaunt to check it out. When talking about their first experience at the property, Loraine said that she was with a skeptical newspaper reporter. She shares an experience of what happened to him.
Something is hitting me. It's hitting me. It's hitting me. And he was absolutely hysterical.
Ugh, a hitting ghost, not what you need. Then she continued by saying,
He said, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Later, Loraine said that a recording taken at the church at this moment revealed a woman's voice saying,
hit him, almost in a healing way. And you hear her
Healing
very
way? What the fuck does that
gentle
even...
voice.
Right, what does a healing way mean? It hit me. From a ghost? And you think that's healing? Hey, hell no. What the fuck you mean by that, gang?
Chilling. Was the monk hitting him because the nun wanted him to? Coming into number 6, we have the Witch of Harrisburg. Some of you guys may have seen The Conjuring. Well, that horrifying movie is based on a house that the Warrens investigated in Rhode Island. Now, this house was haunted by a witch called Bathsheba Sherman. She is said to have cursed the land so that whoever lived on it in the future would die. What a babe. One of the Perrin family members, Andrea, discusses her time in the house. In this clip, she's talking about her sister.
And the door opened to the pantry. And April looked up at my mother and she said, Mommy, something really bad happened in there. Indeed. It's where little Prudence Arnold had her throat cut.
Ed and Loraine visited the home and exorcised the witch.
That was the way she so casually said that, like...
Indeed.
Indubitably, that's where she had her throat slit. Indubitably. Like, nigga, that's not... You don't just hand that information off, bro. Come on now.
Prudence Arnold had her throat cut.
Ed and Loraine visited the home and exorcised the witch. Or did they? When members from the Ed and Loraine Warren Museum visited Bathsheba's grave, this is what they heard.
Don't be scared. Kill? Who are you gonna kill?
Coming into number 5, we have the Enfield poltergeist. The Enfield poltergeist was a case investigated.
Bro, this is all their movies, bro. That's crazy. I think they got another movie coming out. I think I told you this.
The Conjuring?
Yeah, I don't know if it's another Conjuring, but I think it might be another Nun.
by Ed and Loraine in 1977.
In London.
The pair travelled to England to investigate the rumoured haunted home in North London. They deduced the mysterious goings-on were a result of demonic possession. The residents recorded
That movie
sounds
scared the hell
that
out of
took
me.
place in a bedroom after their children had gone to bed. Now bear in mind, in the 70s, not a lot of people had video recording equipment or even audio recording equipment.
All the lights gone out. Oh. Wait. Where's the light out?
Throw the lamp
on the head.
right way across the room and pull it out of the socket.
So we hear screaming and confusion as the lights go out. It seems as
We got to edit that out.
Yeah, I was gonna say too.
It's alright. You know what I'm saying? We're not, you know?
So we hear screaming and confusion as the lights go out. It seems as if a lamp was pulled out of the socket. Then this happens.
Who's that shaking the door? Oh. What's on there? Mum's laugh. Where is it? Oh!
It seems a slipper was used as a projectile by some kind of ghoul and thrown across the room. Over a period of 18 months, more than 30 people, including neighbours, fellow psychic researchers and journalists, said that they saw furniture moving of its own accord and objects being thrown across the room. It was even said that one of the children in the house levitated. Spooky. The events that took place in this Enfield house make up the inspiration behind The Conjuring 2. Coming into number 4, very famous, we have Amityville. In a 2013
That movie scared the shit. You ever watch Amityville Horror? Bro, it was to the point when I watched this movie with everybody, all my siblings, and I was fucking terrified to go in the basement for months. I would not go in our basement.
interview, Loraine Warren said that this case haunted her the most. She said, "I will never go in the Amityville house again." What happened in this house that made a self-confessed expert demonologist scared to return? The story goes that in 1974, 23-year-old Ronald J. Defoe Jr. murdered his entire family when they slept at their home in Amityville. He killed 6 people. Now these were said to be his 4 siblings and his parents. He said he heard voices that told him to do it. After a year, the house was eventually purchased for just $80,000, although the buyers, the Lutz family, stayed just 28 days because of the horror they experienced. George and Kathy Lutz said that they saw slime coming out of the walls, knives being thrown from counters, figures wandering and wailing.
hell no.
George even said that he saw his wife levitating and an evil red-eyed pig-like creature glaring at him. Ed and Loraine were brought in along with a priest to rid the house of spirits. In an interview, Ed said,
When we went into the house that day, we didn't realize that it was diabolically infested. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I would have to say that Amityville was a 10.
oh my god.
Wow.
The pair believed that it was the house that cursed the murderer rather than the murderer that cursed the house. Today, there have been 18 different films about the home. Okay, because Amityville was so scary it gets 2 points of its very own. We have The Ghost Boy at number 3. This picture was taken by Ed Warren as he investigated the Amityville house. The picture shows what appears to be a demonic boy. The Warrens suspected it could be one of the youngest children with his eyes glowing from the infrared film. The Warrens believe that this is one of the most credible pieces of evidence for ghosts ever caught on camera. Honestly, it gives me chills to look at this picture. Coming into number 2, we have the very famous Annabelle doll. So many of you will know the horrifying story of Annabelle, a possessed real doll behind the Annabelle and Conjuring franchise. Ed and Loraine were called upon by 2 young women to deal with an out-of-control Raggedy Ann doll. The doll then became infamous for being demonically possessed, perpetuating the trope for the demon dolly. Annabelle lives in a
This Annabelle don't look nothing like
I was about
that.
to say. I was like, that's a different Annabelle.
I mean, I get it. They probably got a different Annabelle to spruce it up and make it look scarier for the. But I ain't gonna lie.
No, if I see something like that in the house movie.
The fuck is this? Get out. I'll tell her, go, get the fuck out with this ghost. Come on.
A locked case in the Warrens
this?
Occult Museum. Now, there isn't any video evidence of the doll being a menace, but things did get pretty scary recently when the doll was moved in a Facebook Live video. On hand at the Warrens Museum were Dan Rivera and Tony Sepra, who were handling the move. Dan says this about Annabelle.
The most diabolical, most haunted, most evil item in the Occult Museum.
And he is also charged with moving the doll. Tony explains how Dan has made it safe to move Annabelle here.
As long as your skin is not going to be in contact with the aura of that doll, which is touching the surface of the doll with your human hands. You don't want to do that.
Before the doll is moved, the pair pray.
Put a fucking box.
Saint Michael the Archangel,
plop it in the box.
Battle, be our protection against the malice and snares of the devil.
And kick the box into the box.
We humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host,
hell
by the power
no.
of God.
Kicking that bitch into the next room. I don't care if I got kicked that bitch upstairs.
Spirits who wander through the world for the ruin of souls. Amen.
Okay, watch as they move the doll now. It's really tense.
He just touched it with his face.
I was gonna say, it was like, I thought they said he can't touch it.
Not with his skin. What?
They then pray again and also tell a story about a guy who provoked Annabelle by tapping.
They made it seem like he had to get in his car, travel with the damn doll.
Nigga.
Like, what the fuck?
That bitch. It's in the same room, 2 steps to the right. What the fuck? Oh, they just be doing shit. They just doing shit, bro. Ain't no fucking way. Oh my
on
God.
her case. According to the duo, the man died that evening in a bike accident. Okay, finally, arguably one of the most haunted places in the world, a truly terrifying place. I'm not sure I'd even ever set foot in it. We have the Occult Museum. So this is one of the scariest things that Ed and Loraine ever experienced together. This was the creation of their Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut. This is what Loraine said about the place.
Niggas literally got a demon museum. Like, why would you want to keep any of this?
When she was leading
What the fuck did this do?
Oh no.
Fucking what the tiger skin rug do? God damn.
Tour of her home.
You're,
That's your
in
home?
Probably one of the most haunted places in the world because of the things that are in here. Everything in here has been taken from some place where people were either killed or maimed or so many ways. So it's tragic for me.
So basically it's the culmination of all of their scary cases in one. In the museum you can find Annabelle, no thanks, and the Conjuring mirror, and way more. She says you should never ever touch anything in the museum. Now despite living with Annabelle in the museum, this is Lorraine's reaction when she walks by her.
This is the worst thing in here, is that doll. I'm not gonna stare at it though. So you can take the picture, but I'm not gonna stare at it.
I don't want to stare at that shit.
Right. I'm
badly,
good. You don't want to look at it? I won't either.
A lot of people.
I bet you the cameraman like this. I'm trying to figure out if he in frame and shit.
Priest circulates the museum daily to bless the space.
Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, amen.
What has
Why you got the priest in the most demonic spot ever praying over demon things?
All the time, you know, to pray.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Coming in at number 10, let's just get it out of the way, we have Annabelle. Okay, so we all know that Annabelle the doll resides in the Occult Museum, so let's just honestly get her out of the way and move.
Wait, what is...
See, now I gotta fucking... This whole house.
Annabelle is a raggedy and the Warrens
Wait, but I'm confused. Didn't we just go through top 10? Oh, it's a marathon. All right, well, if you guys want us to finish part 2 of the video,
comment down below.
You know what I'm saying? It's when it says marathon, I'm guessing they put multiple videos together. You know what I'm saying? So let us know in the comment section below, like the motherfucking video. You already know. You ain't gonna say yeah, 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 yeah.
You ain't gonna never catch me rapping on here.
Roommates, we back, like a heart attack. Crack is whack. My name is Jack the Ripper. Your bitch is zipper. I got the clipper. Come on, this beat is trash. Alright, man, that's been the end of the video, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video, subscribe, things like that. And we go, man. Peace.